General Manager, Dholera International Airport Company Limited. Friends, we all know the importance of Dholera, and it is going to be a very, very important destination in the history of Gujarat and also in the history of India. We all know that Dholera International Airport is a greenfield airport project in Gujarat, and it will be the global hub for economic activity with world-class infrastructure and premium civic facility. Government of Gujarat has planned to set up an international airport at Navagam in Dholera Taluka to serve the logistic and cargo needs as well as the international passengers of the state of Gujarat and also for India. This airport will also reduce the traffic pressure on Ahmedabad International Airport. The absence of international airport in and around Saurashtra would make this international airport of Dholera strategic and beneficial for several ways. Additionally, this airport will also handle the increasing traffic of nearby cities like Nadiad, Baroda, Anand, Bhavnagar, Amreli, and various other parts of Gujarat. And also it is going to connect the Kutch region also. As the resources from various people that what we know that construction activity is going to start in soon, very soon. And the first phase of investment around 1,000 crores in construction of airport tender is already ready. This tender will also include not the airport facility, but the fire facility, 3.2 kilometers of runway, which is a very big runway, and it will be enough to operate the biggest aircraft, which is today available in world, what we say 380 Airbus. The upcoming airport will be the advantage for the aerospace, defense, and manufacturing industries who look forward to invest in and around this greenfield industrial smart city of Dholera. That we want to hear from the mouth of Amit Bhai that what are the facility they are going to offer. As we all know that Dholera is a juncture. It is in the hub of DSIR, that is Dholera Special Investment Region, and also in the way of DMIC project, that is Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor is going to pass through Dholera. So think of this cross of these two things. This destination is going to provide an ample opportunity to various industrial company, and also government is looking that down the years of 50 years, it is going to be a very, very important place, not only the airport, but the surrounding facility and the new infrastructure for new investment region. With these small notes, I keep this webinar open for Sri Amit Bhai to provide the information to us, and it enlarge our knowledge. Thank you very much for attending the webinar, Amit Bhai. Yeah, or yeah. Please, first of all, I think.
Good afternoon. It is a great pleasure for me to welcome Shri Amit Bhai Chawda. Dinesh Bhai, I request Dinesh Bhai to introduce Amit Bhai and take the program forward.
Yes, Dinesh bhai.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry for delay, sir.
Everybody is delayed due to rain.
Dinesh Bhai actually Chennai is joining us from Chennai.
Oh. So you can.
Dinesh Bhai चालू करो तुम्हें introduction.
Good evening, everybody. I welcome President Gujarat Chamber of Commerce, Senior Vice President Shri Hemant Bhai, and Shri Amit Chawda, General Manager Dholera International Airport Company Limited. Mr. Amit Chawda has extensive experience in industrial and infrastructure project while working with both private and government organizations. Mr. Chawda began his career as trainee engineer with chemical plant and thereafter worked in the area of project finance. Later he joined Gujarat Corporation. Later he joined Gujarat Infrastructure Development Board, a nodal agency of government of Gujarat to develop infrastructure project on public-private partnership mode. He has worked with project on landmark schemes in various sectors such as tourism, aviation, gas, urban development, and railway. Currently, Shri Amit Chawda is heading Dholera International Airport Company Limited as General Manager DIACL, is a joint venture company of AAGOG, NICDIT to implement the Dholera Airport project. Shri Chawda is involved in the planning, structuring and implementation of the Dholera Greenfield Airport project. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to introduce Shri Amit Chawda.
I request Amit Bhai to give us an introduction of it.
Yeah, you can. So, nothing. It will be. Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Honorable President, Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Nadubhai Patel, sir. Senior Vice President, Jayanbhai Sasai. Other office bearers. Honorable Member of the Chamber. Delegates, participants. First of all, thank you very much for kind introduction. And thank you for having me. Rather, I am feeling great being with a great industrial community, which has made always Gujarat pride by virtue of their commitment, dedication, extraordinary business skill, which has reflected in economic parameters, be it export or contribution of state in GDP or per capita income or tax collection, direct, indirect, services and everything. Today, the topic given to me is to cover few things about SIR and international airport that is going to take shape near Dholera. I guess I'll take few slides and introductory slides on Dholera that would make picture clear that So I understand most of you know what is DMIC corridor, what is dedicated freight corridor, and how government has planned to develop industrial corridor on both the sides in 150 kilometer width, right up to the stretch of this corridor. So I'm not going into that detail. But now, what level of development or ground infrastructure that has taken place in Dholera and what investment opportunity that Dholera can offer. I'll speak on to that. For that, I would run you through a small presentation. So what I say would be more clear to you. So kindly, Hadi. Second slide. Bharat.
Second slide.
Right.
Look at that. Yes, very good.
સાહેબ આ
સાહેબ ગુજરાતીમાં
આપણે હાજી આપણે પેલું ધોલેર આ આવ્યું તમારામાં હા ધોલેર this one. હવે એની સેકન્ડ સ્લાઇડ પર જાઓ ને ઓકે what you can see in the picture is the master plan of Dholera. Dholera is almost centered of the state, and most major cities are equidistant to. Yes. So as you can see that it is very well connected with the existing road, and in the center, the red dotted line shows a new fresh road connectivity which is called expressway. Now, we talk much about this Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor. It has been in public domain since long, but Government of India has also announced various other corridors that is connecting major cities of the country, like Amritsar to Kolkata, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and few others as well. This road connectivity and dedicated freight corridor and industrial cluster planning would make India rather it would be a game changer sort of infrastructure once it is taken place. And the dream of achieving 5 trillion economy would be very easy to achieve with this infrastructure in place. So Dholera, by and large, it is about 920 square kilometer planning, out of which 422 square kilometer is a developable area, whereas in blue it is shown that is close to sea and it falls in CRZ, Coastal Regulatory Zone.
Turquoise blue.
Yes, blue.
Blue.
Right.
Light blue.
High. To develop this Dholera SIR, state government has formed a company called DIGDIL, Dholera Industrial City Development Limited, wherein state government has partnered with 51% equity. It is in the form of land, whereas equivalent amount of cash is contributed by NIGDID. It is a Government of India's trust. It is called National Industrial Corridor Development and Investment Trust, which is developing all these 4 corridors. Now, currently, this entire area, or you call industrial city, it would be connected with fast multimodal transport hub. Once it is fully developed, then MRT, that is metro rail connectivity, would be provided. In the meanwhile, once it is operational, considering the demand and settlement, LRT, BRT, and similar facilities would be introduced. Any industrial township should have air connectivity and rail connectivity. So the goods and services are being manufactured can get the access of dedicated freight corridor. So to make it possible, we are going to develop a missing link railway project, that is Bhimnath-Dholera. Right now, from Ahmedabad to Botad, there is a broad gauge connectivity. From Botad to Bhimnath, broad gauge conversion is going on, and there is a missing link of about 22 kilometers, that is Bhimnath to Dholera. So it would be constructed by the Dholera authority by forming a dedicated SPV in partnership with the railway. So Dholera would be well connected with dedicated freight corridor. So excellent logistic facility would be provided. Similarly, normally a city is developed, then people are thinking of an airport. Whereas we have been in Gujarat trying and experiencing that we put in place the infrastructure first, and then automatically investment is coming side by side. So currently people may feel that there is no traffic, but still government has thought of this airport to give excellent air connectivity. So this airport and this industrial area, both of them would have a synergy, and it would complement to each other. Then there is a Ahmedabad Dholera access control express highway. So it is almost straight line road around 110 kilometers. It would start from Ahmedabad, a place called Visalpur in Dholka, so just close to Sanathal Chowkdi, and it would end to this Dholera. So in hardly 50 minutes, one can start and reach to Dholera through this access control highway, like it is Ahmedabad Baroda Express Highway. Yes, and there is a mention of defense firing range. So this place is so strategic that it is close to sea. So government is also planning to develop this SIR as a place for defense and aerospace industrial units, particularly defense equipments like artillery, cannons, guns that requires a firing range. And here we get ample space because there is on the other side there is a sea. So there is about 4 kilometer by 25 kilometer area would made reserve for this firing range. So good amount of firing, artillery equipments and similar sort of machinery can be developed here. There is a mention of activation area. The red area, it is the activation area, and it is almost government land. As such, this entire area is divided into 6 town planning schemes. But to start with, to utilize maximum available government land, this activation area has been identified. It is about 22.5 kilometers, and this in red pocket. Red, yes. So it would be made, most developed, area with all available required ground infrastructure. So currently, the plots and are available in this area. There is solar park development program, which is again quite ambitious program. About 5,000 megawatt solar panel, is planned to set up because there is ample land available close to sea, which is in a CR there. It cannot be utilized for the industry. So it's an ideal place.
Can be utilized for the
Solar
solar park.
park. Sir, એ તો મૂકવાની છે પેનલો, એમાં આપણે કાંઈ બીજું કરતા નથી.
So CRZ will not take any objection.
No objection. So there's an ideal place to develop, solar park. And out of this 5,000 megawatt, almost 1,000 megawatts is committed. About 200 megawatts is already awarded to Tata and few other companies, and rest would be developed by SECI. Sir, now coming to the point that any industrial township or a greenfield, industrial development has a advantage over the existing or a brownfield industrial cluster. Any industrial person requires first is the land. Here, land plots would be developed and would be offered to the industry. So land has already been identified. Acquisition with title, NA permission, site clearance. So there is a clarity and certainty. In case of permits and approval, that is it would be a single window clearance sort of a system. So in a way, it is going to offer a great amount of ease of doing business. Similarly, all the utilities would be provided at a doorstep, which would help you reducing your life cycle cost. As I said, in land, right from half hectare to 150 hectares land parcels are available. Land is the main thing for any in industrial or investment decision, and with the clear title and the position of the company called Digdil. Of course, there is a classification of land. It's a certain area is defined for industry, certain for residential, certain for high access and things like that. So the master plan and development is prepared considering or benchmarking the world-class facility, whether it is a road design or a water and wastewater, storm water collection design or solid waste, power and ICT, urban planning and sustainability. In all these things, as mentioned in the slide, it has been benchmarked with best cities worldwide. So in a way, we call it is a plug and play infrastructure. Industry has to just go and set up their plant. Rest things are available or government would take care of it. So all these utilities are planned and constructed for next 30 years. It's a dig-free area basically. As you can see in the side, the top side is the road. Beneath road, there are ducts which carry storm water, wastewater, ICT, power, gas, all these things would be carried out under the road. So normally in the cities, for either any problem, to attend any problem, a road, either it is disturbed or digged out, whether to see the cables or drainage line or telephone line. That won't be the case here. So it's a world-class design that way. So in a way, it is a quite integrated operation center. It's sort of a what you call a controlled system monitoring room where all the facilities, utilities, real-time data would be available in this area. In a way, having such a world-class facility, this area is a call, for a work, live and play. Currently, as I mentioned in the first slide, the activation area, which is about 22.5 square kilometer. As you can see, the color defined, the yellow is industrial, purple is the industrial, yellow is residential, and accordingly, the land use and distribution of land has been identified. Further, in the second phase, after development of the 22.5 square kilometer, a linear development approach will be adopted. Earlier, we thought of dividing entire area into 6 TPC, but now because of the road and people would prefer to develop their units close to their trunk road. So in this linear way, second phase of 137 square kilometer area would be developed. So this slide shows the availability of the land parcels, right from half hectare to 150 hectares. There are about 83 plots available in this area. And yes, now this shows, you better know, but this shows the kind of activity that is available to Dholera. The Pipavav port is close by, rail connectivity will be provided. Dholera airport would give air connectivity already. Access control, national highway is going to connect Ahmedabad and Dholera, and few other ports, and they are all nearby. So Dholera would be undoubtedly would flourish in days to come and enjoy the lost glory once in ancient time the Lothan Dholera used to achieve. So this is the activation area where stormwater management system has been already developed and put in place. There is in what you can see in the blue green line, it is a man-made canal. It would collect the monsoon water, and there is a stormwater system already placed. So this water would be, taken by this canal and it would be, thrown into the sea. And on both this side of this canal, a green belt would be developed. A artistic, a pictorial slide has been prepared. In future, this canal would look like this. So in terms of committed project in this activation area, about 4,000 plus crore are the committed projects, and contracts have been awarded so far are worth rupees 2,800 crore.
Already allotted,
Awarded.
awarded.
Roads and underground infrastructure. There is a building called Administrative and Business Center for Dholera, water treatment plant, sewage treatment plant, power transmission line, river bunding, raw water transmission line, common effluent treatment plant.
Is there any river?
It's a canal basically. So these are all the activation area projects. Most projects are pipeline projects under construction. This ABCD building is already completed. Similarly, the flood control Adia River bunding, that is also completed. A good amount of ground infrastructure work has taken place. This is called ABCD building. It is a 6-7 story building having good facility available. There is a auditorium, and at this juncture, see, I am going to the snapshot of this Dholera SI development plant. But if industry people are really interested and wants to visit that place, in that case we can arrange the logistics and we can welcome there. And there is a auditorium hall we have already built, where entire this thing can be explained in detail. There can be question answer session regarding availability of land, procedure, and many other things can be worked out in detail. So that is offer from our side.
That's clear.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the real picture. On the both the sides, this stormwater duct has already been prepared.
That is the express highway.
No, these are all the internal roads of the
Internal
SI,
road.
internal roads, sir.
Mhm.
So right from 18 meter to 75 meter width road would be available in this area for the rest.
Mhm.
Yes. This is the real picture. So this amount of work, 85 kilometers roads are almost completed.
Oh,
Yes. Now this is the man-made canal that we are talking about. It would collect the storm water. So
Oh.
it would reduce this inundation problem in this area, and all landfilling.
that is
and
lowland.
low-lying area.
Low line.
But the landfilling work is going on in activation area. So it would address this problem. And behind that you can see that canal. And this is a
That canal is a
yes,
man-made canal.
man-made,
Oh,
common effluent treatment plant photograph. This is a sewage treatment plant. This is elevated storage tank.
mhm.
And there is a 400 kV Torrent substation, sorry, 66 kV. It is already ready to supply the power.
Mhm.
And in second phase, it is under construction. 400 kV substation is also, it would be commissioned very soon. So in a way, this is a ideal location for industry, for variety type of industries,
Mhm.
be it defense and aero or heavy engineering auto and auto ancillary, solar industries, pharma and biotech, formulations basically, no bulk drug, electronics and industries, IT, agro and food processing. So this sort of industries can be set up, sir. And in terms of offering the lowest utility cost in India, this Dholera is offering around as mentioned, power tariff would be close to 5.5 or 4.75 with different load factors. Similarly, the water utility 70 rupees kiloliter for treated water and 35 rupees per kiloliter for recycled water. And sir, Dholera is also place where renewable energy can be tapped. Similarly, seawater desalination plant can be set up. It would be based on the future demand. But the ultra mega solar plant has already been planned, and as I said, 1,000 megawatt has been committed. About 11,000 hectares of land is in position for developing this solar park. So in future, it would be solely dependent on this solar energy only. And thereby, this place would encourage and welcome the electrical vehicle to make this entire area pollution free. So what has planned is to set up charging station at every 1 by 1 kilometer grid, solar based DC fast charging and things like that. So for this sort of planning, Dholera has received, become recipient of few good awards from different agencies. So this is what about Dholera I have covered. Now coming to the airport project, sir. See, as I said, this is a first of its kind planning and project in a way, in a sense that before city demands an airport, here as a part of infrastructure planning, airport is made part of it. And thereby airport-led economic development in most of the western cities and other part of the world, people have seen that wherever an airport comes up, automatically airport-led economic development takes place. They call it aerotropolis. Aerotropolis are cities developed because of an airport.
Surrounding airport.
Yes, yes. So why airport basically? So first is to give air connectivity to the upcoming special investment region, which would coupled with enormous amount of industrial investment in days to come. And this project would definitely give synergy to this in the pace of industrial development. That is one thing. As you mentioned in your speech, that it would give connectivity to the nearby cities as well as upcoming auto hub like Sanand and Mantal, Becharaji and few other clusters. Because we are in growth regime, people 10 years, 20 years never thought of Indian economy at the pace we achieved the desired results, and we have almost a third largest, have become third largest economy. So even in aviation sector, government of India has seen that tremendous growth has been registered. It is rather fastest moving sector. Unfortunately, this pandemic has gave a tremendous break to this sector, and current aviation sector situation has become pathetic because of airlines remain idle for years. But otherwise, across the country, in last 4 to 5 years, about 15 to 17% growth has been registered.
Oh,
And, yes, and government has received recommendation and its own assessment that by 2030-35 we need to have 100 more airports to deal with the upcoming traffic.
Oh,
so every major cities like Jaipur and Ahmedabad, Nasik, these are the tier 2 cities, would have to have another airport. have to have another airport. The CAPA, that is the most prestigious agency in civil aviation statistics, according to their forecast, all four metros, that is Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Madras, they have to have another airport, and from 2035 they should start planning for third airport. This is what the growth Indian economy is seeing. Third airport they are talking about. Yes. So this is the kind of this traffic is. So in a way, very pragmatically, government has planned for this project. And if you see the Ahmedabad airport traffic, it's not visible from here, but from 2014, 13, sir, year on year basis, there is an increase of 1 million footfall.
4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, every 10 years.
Yes, 1 million increase. Only because of this pandemic, results of 2020 and 21 has distorted, rather deteriorated. Otherwise, the kind of footfall Ahmedabad airport is witnessing, that makes or rather put a lot of pressure on their ground infrastructure. And Ahmedabad airport has its own limitations. Now it has been in the hand of private, so they would definitely try to run it as efficiently as possible. But sir, as you can see in the slide, there is a runway on both the sides. There are settlements and developments. So you cannot relay another runway.
Limitation.
There are ICAO guidelines between two runways. There has to be some lateral distance. And on both the sides, from compound wall to this runway, there has to be, from security point of view and other things, certain distance has to be maintained. And the Lal is yes.
Yeah, that is a runway.
Yes, it is black is the runway, but white is called taxiway. Taxiway, from taxiway, aircraft comes to the main runway. Ahmedabad has a partial taxiway. It cannot be stretched further because there is already a settlement.
Yeah,
And
military.
when any airport with single runway, when they start dealing more than 12 million, 13 million, then to achieve that operational efficiency, they have to have end-to-end taxiway. These taxiway should be end-to-end. End-to-end means equivalent length of runway. So from either side, aircraft can come.
Yeah.
Similarly, there has to be rapid exit way. Like in Delhi, you might have seen, the moment you land, without decreasing the slight decrease in the speed, it is leaving the runway.
Yeah.
And it is going on the taxiway.
Yeah,
That
very
is
fast.
called rapid exit way. So there is no rapid exit way. We cannot plan with this partial taxiway. And on the other side, if you see, I'm sorry. ચાલતું નથી, અમે પેલા પિક્ચરમાં લેતું નથી, પણ જે વાઇડ ઇઝ અ પાર્કિંગ એરિયા, એરક્રાફ્ટ પાર્કિંગ એરિયા, ધ એપ્રોન ઇટ ઇઝ કોલ્ડ, જ્યાં એરક્રાફ્ટ પાર્ક થયેલા હોય છે,
બરાબર.
એ લિમિટેડ છે એરિયા. સો અનલેસ યુ હેવ સફિશિયન્ટ પાર્કિંગ સ્ટેન્ડ, તમે એક સાથે એરક્રાફ્ટને જવા દો છો, પછી આવે છે એને ધીમે રહીને તમારે પાર્ક કરવાનું છે, એને લાવવાનું છે, જે પાર્ક થયેલું છે એને રિવર્સમાં લઈ જવાનું છે, લાવવાનું છે.
હેંગર
નહીં, parking bay rather, it is approach. So you have to have sufficient parking bay, then only you can achieve operations beyond 14-15 million. So according to our experts and consultant views, Ahmedabad, after handling 14 million passengers, it would be difficult for them to handle furthermore.
It will be
It would
2023-24.
Earlier, these are the statistics by PwC consultant, but in these 2 years, because of pandemic, again further a level આવતા હજુ બીજા વર્ષ further. So by 26-27, Ahmedabad would reach to saturation, right? So this is in that case we have to have another airport, and airport is a project you cannot overnight plan or implement.
Not at all.
So much in advance you have to think. So Dallara airport is a good case that would substitute the requirement of Ahmedabad airport. So this is the traffic forecast made by, this is not so important, but as I said, for any airport, you need to have 8 to 10 years from planning to commissioning, because there are n number of things: land identification, survey, mapping, land acquisition, environment clearance, NOC from defense, in-principle clearance, DPR, transactions, and construction. See, all put together, it takes 8 to 10 years time.
Oh,
Yes,
8 years.
yeah, 8 to 10 years. This is what the normal, implementation time. Now, this is a slide on Vadodara Airport. Though Vadodara has an international airport, but runway
Very,
is limited.
very.
It's 2,600. On both the sides, there are national highways, so they cannot stretch it further. And with this smaller runway, to deal with the larger aircraft, wide body, foreign that is difficult. So that's the concern of the Vadodara Airport. But Vadodara, Rajkot, Surat, all these are fast urbanized places. So whatever traffic in the cities would generate, that would be available to Dholera. It is hardly 100 kilometers from Dholera. So in terms of catchment, from where traffic would be available. So this is what the catchment we have considered. It is 150 kilometers radius that we have drawn. From these are the places this airport would get the traffic. Now the strategy of the government of Gujarat is like, we formed a company called Dholera International Airport Company Limited in 2012 Jan 2012. It was earlier decided to develop in a PPP mode because the Greenfield Airport policy speaks about that. But we kept open the equity participations open from not only government but private bodies as well. And we did, in the meantime, explore the possibility of JICA funding, which is available at a much cheaper rate. So it makes project viable. We have obtained necessary approvals, like in principle approval, environment clearance approval, site clearance, Minister of Defense clearance. All these approvals we have obtained. Master plans twice we have prepared. DPRs we have prepared. And since Airport Authority of India, as I said, Government of India is in need of developing lot many airports in days to come, we pursued with them and we offered them this opportunity to join with us, as state government is supporting this project by way of giving land and many other concessions. So it would be for them, it's come and sit in the driving seat and they can take this project forward. And we have made by obtaining clearances, approvals, master plan, all this thing, ready to take off more. So Airport Authority of India convinced, they partnered with us, they become our 51% majority stakeholder. So by now, the equity structure of this company is 51% from Airport Authority, 33% from state government, and 16% from NIGDIC Trust. So it's a joint venture company now. And under the patronage of Airport Authority, because they are the expert, these are the know-how people, they would make this project possible. So in a way, this I'll show you the picture of the master plan in later slide. But the site can offer 2 runways. Both are of 4,000 meters. So it would be capable of landing, as you mentioned, largest aircraft A380 and wide-bodied aircraft. It would serve air connectivity to Dholera SIR and nearby cities. In expansion constraint of Ahmedabad Airport, this is going to be the second major and rather main airport of the state because of having 2 runways with end-to-end taxiway and all greenfield world-class infrastructure planning. So it would be second airport of the Ahmedabad. So before other state thought and start of making another airport in our state, we have already started this thing. And second thing is the MRO business and aviation hub. The close by SIR offers you all the facilities for setting up defense and aerospace manufacturing, whereas this airport itself has a good amount of land available. So tomorrow, with setting up world-class MRO facility, this place would become an MRO hub as well. For your just kind information, MRO industry is a huge industry, and India is enjoying hardly less than 2% share.
Maintenance.
Repair.
Repair.
Repairing overall.
Mhm.
So the aircrafts of Indian Airlines, except Air India, which is having their captive MRO at different airports, Mumbai, Delhi. Rest, most of the airlines, they are sending their aircraft to other places for their checks. It is called A, B, C, D checks. એમાં એવા બધા repairing ના હોય છે. D checks મતલબ આખું એરપોર્ટ ને એરક્રાફ્ટ ને ખોલી નાખીને કમ્પ્લીટ નવો સર્ટી કરી નાખે. Otherwise, it is mandatory for them after few hours of flight, they have to go for certain checks, A, B, C, D. So, in absence of right kind of MRO facility available in the country, Indigo has tied up with MRO in Sri Lanka. Oh, Spice Jet is sending, I think, in Dubai. Kingfisher, I think it was sending in Singapore. But this is what the opportunity available for this airport to develop it as a MRO as well, other than, as you said, cargo or passenger airport. Now, people may have some, notion in the mind that we have been talking about this airport quite long. What has happened so far?
That's a very important thing.
This-
you should
yes.
highlight.
You have to remove that notion.
That's all going on.
Right. So, sir, see, I'll quickly wrap up this thing. What has happened so far? Dholera formed in 2012. In 2013, pre-visibility by Airport Authority was carried out. Then NOC was obtained from Defense. Then master plan was prepared by Airport Authority. Then site clearance was obtained by Minister of Civil Aviation. Then we, had some collaboration with JICA to explore the possibility of low-cost funding. They prepared DPR. We got environment clearance. All public hearing and everything was carried out. Then we got the most essential and important approval, that is for in-principle approval, in Jan 2016. Then we got carried out flood mitigation report by WEPCOS to make the assessment that what is the flood issue and how we can mitigate it. Then we appointed a transaction advisor called PricewaterhouseCoopers. It was appointed by DMSCDC. Then whether this WEPCOS report is foolproof or not, so we got it cross-verified by IIT Gandhinagar in 2017. Then we carried out the fresh geotechnical survey by IIT Gandhinagar in 17. Then we tied up with Airport Authority of India to join us so that we get their technical know-how. So in November 2017, principally we can with series of meeting and discussion across the table, then they convinced and they gave in principle clearance. But then Airport Authority of India stipulated certain conditions. These are the conditions they I think it is not mentioned in the, I'll tell you. The land should be made available to the company at 1 rupees token rate. So government did that. We identified 1426 hectares of land and it has made available to the company at 1 rupees. Then they asked for the 75 hectares of city side commercial land close to airport, where Aero City, like in Delhi, hotels and restaurants and logistics hub, catering and many things can take place. So it should be dedicated for that. That also should be made available at token rate. So government did that. Then there one more condition was that this site should be made flood free. That would be the responsibility of the state. So through state irrigation department, this site would be made flood free by way of carrying out certain mitigation measures. They have carried out. We first carried out WEPCOS report, and state irrigation carried out another report by CCOM. Based on their suggestions and plan, they are carrying out about 55 crore per tender is already been published by state irrigation department as to provide mitigation measure to make this site flood free. Otherwise, it's a low-lying area.
Yeah.
In monsoon,
It's a flooded.
flood. It's a shit flow, developed water shit flow. So that was one thing. Third thing was to provide road connectivity. So currently there is a one existing road we have prepared. So for the earth moving machinery, it has to be widened up. So irrigation department is doing that thing. And from express highway, there has to be a connectivity, world-class connectivity. It should be initially 4 lane, and in future it should be expanded up to 6 lane. So state also has committed, and state roads and the R&D department is working on that. They have already prepared DPR, alignment is finalized, and accordingly R&D would, state government would provide a connectivity. Third is property tax exemption. State has also agreed and given the commitment, no property tax, just to make this project viable. It should minimum burden should be given to the project.
It's a big infrastructure
Yes.
project. So
Yes.
minimum taxation should be
Minimum
levied.
right. Similarly, water drainage should be provided right up to the airport. Government said yes. And uninterrupted power supply should be provided to this project. State has committed that also. So all this commitment, file moving, cabinet, that takes time. But state has already committed this thing. Now, the Airport Authority of India took the decision of parking with equity in this project based on this PwC DPR. Then they become our 51% stakeholder, and they gave the clearance. And in March 29, shareholder agreement was signed between the government, airport authority, and they become our official partner. This is it. So this is what the progress so far has been made. I already mentioned that these are the approvals we have obtained. So, and this is the state support I have already summarized. High tension, dedicated, uninterrupted power, local property tax exemption, road connectivity, flood mitigation measure, land, 1426 hectare land, 75 hectares land, all these things will be provided to this project. This is the overall master plan, which shows 2 runways, end-to-end taxiway, and certain facility within the airport side. But in the first phase, this is going to be the master plan. The northern runway of 3,200 meters would be developed, and there would be end-to-end taxiway. So initially, 3.5 million passengers can be handled. That's the capacity of the terminal building. It would be about 36,000 square meter initially, and in modular fashion, as the traffic increases, its capacity would be enhanced. So this is in detail. So it can handle code E, code C aircraft. Code C means A320 આપણે જેમાં જઈએ છીએ normal Delhi Mumbai, that is code C aircraft. And code E, that is wide body, two aisles and in the. So this is the fire, cargo, hangars, all these things it has been in NAV, visual aids and navigation facility. So this is the operational timeline we have mentioned. So this is important for you people to know.
December 2024.
24. That's the commissioning of the airport we are aiming.
Oh, 3 years
Yes.
down the line.
Yes.
3.5.
Yes. And the first tender of 1,000 crore is already been out, and day after tomorrow probably financial bid would be opened and developer would be selected. Their job would be to develop land filling, site development, air site development, that is runway, taxiway, apron, all these things would be done. And in subsequently, along with this tender, another tender for terminal building, ATC tower, administrative block, fire, tank farms, that would be published. And simultaneously, a project management company, PMC, would be either appointed, or that role would be played by Airport Authority. Currently, Airport Authority of India has already started deploying their manpower with our company, and they would equip this company capable to undertake this project. with their technical team. And this is how the project would take shape.
Oh, good. I think it's a very exhaustive presentation, Amit bhai.
Ji.
Just if you allow us, then we can ask some questions also. Just. Hello.
Anybody has got some questions? Unmute करा होगा?
मैंने पूछा मेरा प्रश्न गवर्नमेंट नो middle level neither the decision maker nor the authority to make certain announcement on the other. Yeah, please.
Has anybody got any questions, please?
Amit bhai, is there any plan to have any kind of cargo village around the airport? Because that's since you are connecting railway line, highway, and I believe cargo would be a very focused area for the Dholera airport. Do you have any land provision for cargo village?
Certainly, sir. The inbuilt facility is taking care of a large amount of cargo as well. And primarily, rather initially, the traffic volume would be less. So to make this project more viable and to get the aeronautical revenue, cargo activity is the right choice, and would explore all the possibility that this project would become major cargo airport.
Sir, I would like to know about from where they will get the water. Entire Dholera region, the drinking water for it.
Sir, already Narmada branch canal, I forgot their name, from there water would be first provided. There is a planning of desalination plant as well. As I said, large sea coastline is available downside where solar panels we are now planning to set up.
Yeah.
So these are the places from where desalination plant can also be established. But initially, we don't require desalination plant. That water is would be made available from the Narmada branch.
The branch canal will be too far.
But this SIR from point of view, I have a limited,
Yeah.
saying access to the planning.
Mhm.
But the water availability is there. That I used.
What is the meaning of JICA? It's a Japanese company.
Japanese International Cooperation Agency, and
Mhm.
they are funding, state government, national government projects,
Mhm.
and they are providing quite cheaper rate of interest.
Mhm.
They have, two types of, funding pattern. In one, they even offer less than 1%. But in that case, there are conditions that you cannot, nominate, what I say, procure the machinery from, certain amount of machinery you have to procure from Japanese companies and things like that.
Mhm.
The other
With condition.
30% or something
Mhm.
that you have to procure. Their aim is to bring in world-class machinery,
Mhm.
but they are giving preference to Japanese firms.
Mhm.
Number two, so that's a binding. And number two is, in this case, they offered 1.04% interest and with 10 years moratorium. But provided, subject to, we give this project to their nominee. And their nominee was a consortium of world-class players, including the team which carried out the report for this project was, among the partners, one was the airport operator, that is Shibu Airport, Centra Air Airport it is called. They have made this airport in sea, not entire, majority of the portion, not like Kansai, but majority portion they have developed in the sea. So one national highway company, and there are three more people. One I won't name, but that was the consortium. They were the world class people. but the condition was that you have to give project to them, and they were very much interested. And they are very much after this
Keen.
Yes.
And sir, what we heard that when you visualize this airport, Dholera airport, but recently before 2 years, the government is coming with the Rajkot International Airport also,
True.
which is, I think it is in the vicinity of 150 kilometers
Yes.
from there.
Yes. 200. Yes. Yes.
So will it not be the two international new airport? So Rajkot will also face the people from the Saurashtra and this.
Correct. Sir.
Yeah.
That would be the phenomenon for, initial 5 to 10 years time. Currently, about 35 crore people, that is the assessment of the central government. The National Civil Aviation Policy is aiming for 50 crore ticket by 2030-35. But so they are of the view that every major city have to have another airport to meet with the footfall. So initially we think that there is going to be a Rajkot big airport, again longer runway, a Baltas airport, and in the nearby there is a Dholera, and very close to it there is Ahmedabad. But as I said, Ahmedabad just in future, and airport is a project having monopoly. If you want to go to X or Y destination, you have to go to an airport where this facility is available.
Yeah,
That is one.
That is you're sure that what happened in Hyderabad.
Huh.
That Hyderabad new airport is almost 50 kilometers from the Hyderabad city.
40 kilometers.
40 kilometers.
But you have no way out.
No
You
way
have to
out.
go to 40 kilometers. And here we are, making express.
Bangalore is the same thing.
Bangalore, same thing.
Bangalore.
It's more than 40. But getting land near to city of this size
This
is
size,
almost
very
difficult, impossible.
But we were, I think, worried about the Rajkot and both the new airport with the new facility. So payback period will be much high.
Sir,
Because Gujarat being today it is a 6 crore.
True.
6.5 crore. After 10 years it will be 12 crores.
True.
But not more than 5% people will travel in an airlines.
Sir, I don't argue, and I'm not putting any counterpoint. But as you said, Ahmedabad is witnessing 1 million every year increased footfall. That means 10 lakhs people every year. Can we imagine? This is the amount of traffic in 11.1. That's 11.7 they handled in 2019. 11 million. 1 crore 10 lakh. Cities has not double passenger. અને થમલું લેવો છે ડેવલપ સિટીમાં it may go up to 3.5 times.
Yeah, if economy is going to flourish,
Yes.
then people will travel a lot.
main important thing is that connectivity with the road connecting to the Dholera from every side.
Every
If
side.
that is ineffective to commute over there, then the thousands things may come up. Otherwise, I'm very surprised given such a big thing has been planned. Why they're creating a 4-lane? They should think of 6 lane now onwards. Otherwise, the way we are seeing, anyway.
So first 10 years traffic ઓછો રહેશે. એ વખતે કાર્ગો ફેસિલિટીઝ, MRO, આ બધા revenues explore કરવા પડશે. At the same time, both these airports are under the control of airport. So traffic management, destination connectivity, એ પણ એ રીતે પ્લાન કરશે કે બંને એરપોર્ટ સર્વાઈવ થાય તો એમને બહુ લોસ ના જાય, એ બીજાને કોમ્પિટિશનમાં ના આવે. If it is in the hand of private person, તો એ story is different. પણ એક ઓનર હોય એટલે એવી રીતે એને રન પણ કરવાની કોશિશ કરશે. કેટલાક સ્લોટ, મોર્નિંગ સ્લોટ તમને રાજકોટથી અવેલેબલ હોય, કેટલા મળશે? અમદાવાદમાં કેટલા સ્લોટ મળે? એવરી એરલાઇન ઇઝ આસ્કિંગ ફોર મોર્નિંગ સ્લોટ. મોર્નિંગ સ્લોટ જેટલા હોય એટલા અપાય. પીક અવર પછી તમે કેવી રીતે આપી શકો? તમારી મુવમેન્ટની જે કેપેસિટી આવી છે, ભાઈ કેટલા આપો? પછીના સ્લોટમાં માણસને જવું નથી, કારણ કે ત્યારે જાય ત્યાં દિવસ પૂરો થઈ ગયો દિલ્હી ફ્રોમ મુંબઈ. That is available probably in the Dholera in early days when less movement is
સાહેબ,
US
સુરત
Yeah.
પણ ડેવલપ કરે છે ને, સુરતને પણ ડેવલપ કરે છે. અને બીજી બાજુ આ પ્રમુખ સાહેબે જેમ કીધું કે રાજકોટ ડેવલપમેન્ટ ચાલુ થઈ ગયું છે. હમણાં થોડાક દિવસ પહેલા છાપામાં હતું કે ફૂલ ફ્લેજ એરપોર્ટનો ડેવલપમેન્ટ ચાલુ છે. તો અમિતભાઈ, જેમ આપ કહો છો તો એટલું ફૂડ મળશે ટ્રાફિક?
સાહેબ પહેલી વાત, રાજકોટ અને સુરત બંને ડેવલપમેન્ટ પાછળથી થયા છે. When we started Dholera, ત્યારે રાજકોટ was not in the picture.
Yeah,
Surat
Yes.
was not in the picture.
Surat is okay. It's catering south of Gujarat.
Exactly. And because of its proximity and closeness with Mumbai, લોકોએ ટ્રેનમાં જવાનું જ પ્રિફર કરતા હતા મુંબઈ કનેક્ટિવિટી માટે, અને એનો મોટાભાગનો બિઝનેસ મુંબઈ સાથે હતો.
બટ રાજકોટ થવાથી સાહેબ સૌરાષ્ટ્ર અને કચ્છ તો આખું રાજકોટ ડાયવર્ટ થઈ જશે.
હા સાહેબ, હવે એ થોડા ઇશ્યુઝ ઇનિશિયલ લેવલ પર ફેસ કરવાના રહેશે થોડા.
Sir, you were talking about 22.5 square kilometers land to be. So who will allocate that land?
હા સાહેબ, એમાં એ ડિગડીલ જે કંપની ફોર્મ કરી છે
હા.
એના પોઝિશનમાં લેન્ડ છે.
So
એ લોકો જ allot.
they will allocate on a lease.
એ મિકેનિઝમ માટે
Huh.
we need to sit with them, the
Mhm.
person who is dealing with the land.
Mhm.
એ શું મેથોડોલોજી છે, મોડેલિટી છે, that we need to understand in detail, and that is why I am saying that we can have one seminar over there
But
and
there
we'll
is
get the people, concerned
Yeah.
people on the site available.
Samir bhai, would you like to ask something? Samir bhai.
I already asked him about the cargo facility, sir. That is what my interest lies in. He already mentioned that initially the focus would be in cargo only.
Yeah.
Because, freighters can easily be diverted. Passengers may not be diverted soon enough, but freighters can always be attracted.
તમારા માટે જ છે.
અને સર એર કાર્ગો અત્યાર સુધી ફોકસમાં હતો જ નહીં. up till now we people have made passenger centric airports only. આપણા માટે એરપોર્ટ એટલે પેસેન્જર માટે. goods તો બહુ મોટા ભાગે ટ્રેન થી એ થતું હોય. એર કાર્ગોનો કોન્સેપ્ટ આપણે ત્યાં ઓછો છે. ઓછો એટલા માટે છે કે હજુ આપણા પેસેન્જરોથી સ્ટાર્ટ થાય, અને હવે ધીમે ધીમે એક્સપ્લોર બી થશે કે એર કાર્ગોમાં કઈ કઈ વસ્તુ આવી શકે છે. હવે કેટલીક પેરિશેબલ વસ્તુ બી હોઈ શકે છે, અને એ બધી ધીમે ધીમે જેમ જેમ ટાઈમ સાથે એક્સપ્લોર થશે એ સાથે એની મુવમેન્ટ વધતી જશે. અત્યારે તો જે લોજિસ્ટિક્સ પોલિસી બી હવે જે અનાઉન્સ થશે એની અંદર બી કેટલીક વસ્તુ એવી આવશે that would motivate people to have their setup in Dholera logistics unit, considering this airport aiming at movement of the air cargo. એ ટાઈપના યુનિટ સેટ થશે.
Very
I think it's good for both the airport and for the industry both. If the industry are developed of that nature only, it is called perishable oil.
Yeah.
I think the Singapore airline or something, they can surviving on the cargo only. So
Yeah.
it is a very person to suggest, but anyway.
અને કેટલીક એક્સેબિલિટી
Charter flights also they take.
કેટલીક વસ્તુની એક્સેબિલિટી જેમ જેમ એસ્ટાબ્લિશ થશે, હવે જાપાન છે, સિંગાપોર છે, આ તો મોટાભાગનું જે એડિબલ આઇટમ્સ તો બહારથી લાવે. આપણા જ્યારે સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ સેટ થશે અને એ એક્સેપ્ટેબલ જેમ જેમ થતા થશે, જેમ કે આપણા બનાના જ્યારે યુરોપિયન કન્ટ્રીમાં પહેલા એક્સેપ્ટેબલ નહોતા કારણ કે એની પર ડાઘી આવતી હતી એના માટે, હવે એ વેરાયટી પણ એક્સપોર્ટ થવા માંડી. એમ ધીરે ધીરે આપણી જે પ્રોડક્ટ ક્વોલિટીમાં ઇમ્પ્રુવમેન્ટ આવતું છે એની એક્સેપ્ટેબિલિટી વધશે, એ સાથે એર કાર્ગોનું ઓપરેશન બી વધવાનું.
તમે જે પેલી લેન્ડ માટેની વાત કરી હતી
હાજી.
એની ઇન્ફોર્મેશન ક્યાંથી મળે?
આ ડિગબિલ જે કંપની છે
હા.
એ ઉદ્યોગ ભવનમાં 6થા માળે છે,
ઓકે.
અને એમાં જનમને જે લેન્ડ છે એવી આખો સેટઅપ જ છે.
હમ.
અને ડિટેલમાં આપણે બધું જાણવું હોય તો મેં કીધું એમ આપણે તમને ત્યાં વિઝિટ કરીને બધું ગ્રાઉન્ડ ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર બતાવીએ, ઓડિટોરિયમમાં બેસીને આખું એ સમજાવીએ, અને ત્યાં કન્સર્ન રિસ્પોન્સિબલ પીપલ would make you understand કે કોઈ ઇન્વેસ્ટર ત્યાં જવું અને લેન્ડ લેવી હોય કઈ સાઈઝની, ક્યાં રોડ નજીક, દૂર, આ તે શું, એ બધું ડિટેલમાં તમને ત્યાં સમજાવી શકીએ.
We will definitely discuss. We will, I think, put a note to our all members.
Yeah.
And something will be
You may have a
arranged.
small group will be like
Yeah,
minded
yeah,
people
sure.
would visit.
Sure.
Yeah, 20-25 people will
Sure.
like to reach.
ભાઈ
Yeah.
ભાઈ એક મારો પ્રશ્ન એ છે કે તમે આ બધા સિટી જોડે કનેક્ટેડ કરવાની વાત કરો છો, પણ એ બાય રોડ કરવાના કે મેટ્રો ટ્રેન કરશો? કારણ કે મેટ્રો જો થશે તો જ પોસિબલ છે પબ્લિક માટે, દરેક સિટી ટુ એરપોર્ટ ધોલેરા.
ઇનિશિયલી આપણે જે એક્સેસ કંટ્રોલ રોડ કનેક્ટિવિટી આપીએ છીએ, અને એનાથી આપણે લગભગ 45 મિનિટમાં 50 મિનિટમાં આપણે પહોંચી શકીએ છે. જેમ જેમ રાઇડરશિપ વધશે, જેમ જેમ મુવમેન્ટ વધશે, ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ સિટીનો ગ્રોથ વધશે અને એના સાથે કોમ્યુટ કરનારા લોકો વધશે, એ સાથે પછી કારણ કે મેટ્રોની એક મિનિમમ રાઇડરશિપ આવે, પ્રોજેક્ટનું ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ, કેપિટલ ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ ઘણું વધારે. 100 કિલોમીટરની મેટ્રો રેલ અને રેલ રોલિંગ સ્ટોક એ બધાનો કોસ્ટ ઘણી હોય. એટલે પહેલા એકવાર સિટી સાઇઝ ડેવલપ થતી જાય, આ થતું એટલે સમય સાથે બધું ઓટોમેટિક એની પાછળ માર્કેટ ડ્રીવન શરૂ થશે.
કારણ કે આપણા ગુજરાતના રોડને ઇસ્યુ આ છે, બધા પબ્લિક ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટેશન અને જોડે જોડે ટ્રકો ને બધું સાથે ચાલતું હોય છે, તો કોઈને ફ્લાઇટ મિસ થઈ જાય તો ઘણા પ્રોબ્લેમ થાય ઇન્ટરનેશનલ ફ્લાઇટો.
જી
એના માટે મેટ્રો ઇઝ મસ્ટ. આટલું મોટું એરપોર્ટ કરો છો તો જોડે જોડે એ કનેક્ટિવિટી હોવી જરૂરી છે.
બિલકુલ.
Right.
So well taken.
Well taken. Any further question would you like to ask, friends?
Sir,
I have-
પાંચ-
I have
5,000
a question in the chat.
પારસભાઈ?
હાજી, મેં ક્વેશ્ચન મારો ચેટમાં મૂક્યો છે.
હા.
મારે એ પૂછવું હતું કે considering that there shall be 2 major airports in and around Ahmedabad, how will the distribution of flights be from both the airports? એક ક્વેશ્ચન હતો અને બીજું એ કે is there a plan to connect both the airports by a quick shuttle service?
અત્યારે કોઈ નક્કી ના થાય.
અમદાવાદ અને ધોલેરા.
You are talking about Ahmedabad, Dholera or Dholera, Rajkot?
અમદાવાદ
લંડનના હિથ્રો ને ગેટવિકમાં છે ને.
હા,
Correct,
Gatwick.
correct, correct.
શટલ બસ જ.
સાહેબ આપણું સજેશન બહુ સારું છે. એ દિશામાં ચોક્કસ અત્યારથી વિચારીને એ રીતનું પ્લાનિંગ કરી શકાય. અને વી ડોન્ટ નો બટ પ્રોબેબલી ફ્યુચરમાં એવું બને પણ ખરું, એવું થાય પણ ખરું, એવું શક્ય પણ છે કે અહીંયા ગેટ ડાઉન થયા પછી ત્યાંથી એક સ્મોલર એરક્રાફ્ટ those who want to go to ધોલેરા અને ત્યાંથી ફર્ધર આગળની કનેક્ટિવિટી હતી એ બની શકે, એ શક્ય છે.
એટલે that depends on the distribution of flights કે બેવ એરપોર્ટ પરથી કેવી રીતના ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન થવાનું ને એમાં કોઈ કનેક્શન્સ આજે નહીં 5 વર્ષે ટ્રાફિક જેમ તમે કહો છો એ પ્રમાણે ગ્રોથ હશે, ફ્લાઇટ્સ ગ્રોથ હશે, તો દરેક સિટીમાં મોટા મોટા સિટીમાં જેમ 2 એરપોર્ટ છે પણ એની કનેક્ટિવિટી બી એ લોકોએ કરેલી છે. એટલે એ એક પોઈન્ટ આઈ થિંક મારે પૂછવો હતો.
સાહેબ હું તમને એટલું કહું કે આ એરપોર્ટ રિજનલ કનેક્ટિવિટીનું હબ તો ચોક્કસ બનશે. જે રીતે બિલકુલ સેન્ટરમાં છે એ જોતા ત્યાંથી ભુજ છે કે ત્યાંથી આ બાજુ સુરત છે કે એ રિજનલ કનેક્ટિવિટીની જે ફ્લાઇટ છે, જે 1 hour ફ્લાઇટ હોય છે, એનું મિનિમમ ભાડું હોય છે અથવા વધારે નથી હોતું, એ ટાઈપના ફ્લાઇટનું તો હબ બનશે. અને એ બનશે તો દેર આર ઓલ ચાન્સીસ કે અમદાવાદથી એ ત્યાં એ ટાઈપની કનેક્ટિવિટી આવે. અને આ નાના પ્લેન હોય છે રિલેટિવલી, ATR જેને કહેવાય,
ATR 72 સીટના 50 સીટના હોય ને, એ ભુજથી આવે ને ત્યાંથી ઇન્ટરનેશનલ ફ્લાઇટ પકડે,
એ થઈ શકે.
એવું થાય.
સર બીજું મારે પૂછવાનું હતું કે 5,000 મેગાવોટ નો જે સોલર પ્લાન્ટ ની વાત છે, તો એ લેન્ડ લીઝ ઉપર આપશો કે
સાહેબ ઓલરેડી ટાટાને અપાઈ ચૂક્યું છે. હવે એની એ શું અરેન્જમેન્ટ છે એ મને બહુ ડિટેલમાં ખ્યાલ નથી.
ટાટાને તો 200 એકર જ આપ્યું છે ને કંઈક?
હા હા
200 મેગાવોટ માટે
200 મેગાવોટ.
મેગાવોટ છે. 100 એકર કે એટલી લેન્ડ છે.
200 મેગાવોટ માટે લગભગ 800 એકર લેન્ડ આપી હોય, 4 એકર પર મેગાવોટ જોઈએ.
આ સોલર પાવર જે ત્યાં જનરેટ થશે એને કોણ બાય કરશે? ગવર્મેન્ટ ઓફ ગુજરાત કોઈ પીપીપી કરશે ને?
સર હવે એ I am unable to answer this question because I am limited in knowledge in this area.
કેમ કે
Sir, this is not my
ટોરેન્ટ પોતાનો પાવર પ્લાન્ટ ત્યાં નાખે છે,
હા.
પછી એનાથી 5,000 મેગાવોટ ની રિક્વાયરમેન્ટ ત્યાં સરાઉન્ડિંગ રહેશે?
સાહેબ આ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ ક્લસ્ટર તો ઘણું મોટું છે, 422 સ્ક્વેર કિલોમીટરનું છે. ફર્સ્ટ ફેઝ જ 22.5 કિલોમીટરનો છે, બીજો 137 કિલોમીટરનો છે, ત્રીજો ફર્ધર 200 પ્લસ સ્ક્વેર કિલોમીટરનો છે. તો પાવરની ફ્યુચર ડિમાન્ડ શું હશે એ મને હાલ ખ્યાલ નથી, પણ છતાં આપનો આ ક્વેશ્ચન હું આઈ વિલ ટેક અપ વિથ ધ કન્સર્ન પર્સન એન્ડ આઈ વિલ ટ્રાય ટુ ગેટ બેક ટુ યુ.
ઓકે સર, થેન્ક યુ.
ફ્રેન્ડ્સ, સંજીવભાઈ.
મિત્રો આજે આપણી વચ્ચે ધોલેરા ઇન્ટરનેશનલ એરપોર્ટ પ્રોજેક્ટ લિમિટેડના જનરલ મેનેજર શ્રી અમિતભાઈ ચાવડા સાહેબ પધાર્યા છે અને ઘણી વાતો આપણી વચ્ચે ધોલેરા ઇન્ટરનેશનલ એરપોર્ટ માટે કરી અને ઓવરઓલ ધોલેરા ડેવલપમેન્ટ માટે કરી, SIR માટે વાત કરી. I think it is a big eye opener and હું એક જ વસ્તુ જોવા માંગુ કે there are a lot of limitations, lot of challenges, but I see a positive in that for Gujarat is something happening good. Lot of investment is coming in Gujarat, lot of development is happening in Gujarat, lot of challenges are there, but in days to come, how we overcome these challenges and make this successful, that's the way we should look forward and try to go ahead. And I think when the JICA is investing, government of India ના એટલા બધા પૈસા આવી રહ્યા ત્યારે it's appeal to all the stakeholders that let's see how we put out all our efforts to make it successful. And એના માટે જેમ પ્રમુખશ્રીએ વાત કરી, સિનિયર પ્રમુખશ્રીએ વાત કરી કે એક વિઝિટ ત્યાં આગળ આપણે ચેમ્બર તરફથી રાખીશું, ત્યાં આગળ બધા સ્ટેકહોલ્ડર જાય. Seeing is believing. I think seeing is believing. અને ચાવડા સાહેબને વિનંતી કે એક સરસ મજાનું એક આપણું એજન્ડા જે ત્યાંનું વિઝિટનું પ્રોપર હોય એ જો ગોઠવી આપો તો અમારા જેટલા પણ લોજિસ્ટિકના હોય, ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટના હોય, રિયલ એસ્ટેટમાં ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી વાળા બેઝિકલી જેમ આપણે આપણી પ્રેઝન્ટેશનમાં અલગ અલગ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી કોણ કોણ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી નાખી શકે છે, જે મોટા મોટા ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલિસ્ટો છે એ લોકોને આપણે ત્યાં લઈ જઈને એક પણ એના માટે સરસ મજાનું જો આયોજન થયેલું હોય તો અમારા પ્રમુખશ્રીના નેતૃત્વની અંદર 100% એક વિઝિટ ગોઠવી શકાય. Thank you very much for coming here and enlightening our members on the project of Dholera International Airport, SIR and Dholera infrastructure as a whole. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
સાહેબ એટલું કહી શકું કે કોઈ પણ સિટીને જ્યારે એક્સપાન્ડ થવું હોય અથવા એ ઇકોનોમી જ્યારે 7% થી 8% દરે યર ઓન યર વધતી હોય, 5 ટ્રિલિયન તો બહુ ઓછું વિઝન છે. આઈ કેન સે 5 ટ્રિલિયન તો પહોંચી જ જશે, કોઈ પણ હિસાબે ઇન્ડિયા પહોંચી જશે. ઇટ્સ નોટ ફાર. પણ જે રીતે ઇન્ડિયામાં એગ્રીકલ્ચર ડેવલપ થઈ રહ્યું છે, જે રીતે ઇરિગેશન ડેવલપ થઈ રહ્યું છે, એગ્રીકલ્ચર ઇન્કમ ડેવલપ થઈ રહી છે, પીપલ આર વેરી કીન ટુ ટ્રાવેલ. આપણે જે સાહેબના નંબર્સ જોયા એ નંબર જોતા એવું લાગે છે કે દર વર્ષે જે 10 લાખ પેસેન્જર અમદાવાદ એરપોર્ટમાં વધે છે એમાં કોઈ શંકા નથી કે વંશ જે આપણી 60% જે કોમ્યુનિટી છે એગ્રીકલ્ચર બેઝ છે એ લોકોની ઇન્કમ વધશે. જે રીતે અત્યારે ટેકનોલોજી એગ્રીકલ્ચરમાં આવવા માંડી છે, ફૂડ પ્રોસેસિંગમાં આવવા માંડી છે, એ રીતે જોતા એ ફૂટફોલ્સ ડેફિનેટલી મોર દેન 2 મિલિયન પેસેન્જર થશે જ. અને એ થશે તો આ અને કોઈ પણ ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચરને ડેવલપ કરવા માટે 15 વર્ષના આમસ્ટરડમ હોય કે હિથ્રો હોય, હિથ્રોથી ગેટવિક જવા માટે આજના દિવસે પણ જેમ હેમંતભાઈ કહ્યું એ પ્રમાણે બસ જ ચાલે છે. એટલે એવી બધી વ્યવસ્થા થશે. પણ ઇટ વોઝ નીડ ઓફ ડે બીકોઝ ઇફ અમદાવાદ વોન્ટ્સ ટુ એક્સપાન્ડ ધેર એક્ટિવિટી ઇન ઇકોનોમિકલી, અમદાવાદ એરપોર્ટ ઇઝ a too small airport. Today we are not able to create the hangar for 380 also. So when we are talking of the broad aeroplanes which is going to come in 2030, so keeping in the view of the new design of the aircraft, આ ટાઈપની નવી ફેસિલિટીને અને જે કયું MRO will be the big business, game changer. It will be the big business. So બાંગ્લાદેશને ધારો કે આવું હોય તો એ અહીંયા જ આવશે એના ઓવરઓલિંગ કરવા માટે. એટલે આ બિઝનેસ તો ગ્રો થવાનો જ છે. નાઉ વી આર ઇન આઈ થિંક રેસ. જો આપણે નહીં કરીએ તો બીજા કરશે. સો ઇટ ઇઝ ઓલવેઝ આપણે 10 વર્ષ પેઇન થશે પણ વી શુડ રિયલી સપોર્ટ ઇટ. થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ ફોર એટેન્ડિંગ ધ વેબિનાર.
Thank you.
Thank you.
સર અમિતભાઈ
Please, sir. Please. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Sanjay.
આવો વચ્ચે આવો.
એક second.
Sir.
થેન્ક યુ.
Thank you all.
આવજો.
Thank you. Bye.
બાય.
Thank you. Thank you.
સાહેબ ખરેખર બહુ સરસ છે વિઝન સર.